In this session, we will animate our newly created charts and make them interactive using toggle buttons. The goal is to create a toggle effect. When clicked, the button will switch from red, off, to green, on. Let's take a look at the final product. When we click the toggle button, the data for that product appears. When we click it again, it disappears. This gives us control over what data is displayed, making the charts more interactive. Additionally, in part 2 of this session, we'll add a floating data bar that floats in and out when the toggle is clicked. Let's head to slide 1 and start setting up the toggle button animations. Go to the Animations tab and open the animation pane. Select both toggle buttons, the on and off versions. Click Add Animation and choose Appear and Disappear for both toggles. In the animation pane, set the red on disappear animation to trigger when on-1 is clicked. Then set the red off disappear animation to trigger when off-1 is clicked. After that, drag the green on animation under the red off animation and the green off animation under the red on animation. Set both to start with previous. Play the slide and check if the toggle works as intended. Once confirmed, duplicate both the on and off toggles 3 times, so we have 4 sets in total. In the selection pane, rename them as on 2, off 2, on 3, off 3, and so on, making sure to organize them properly. To make managing them easier, move the toggles then. Select each set and use the Align Center and Align Middle trick you learned from a previous session to ensure they are perfectly stacked on top of each other. Play the slide again to test if everything is working correctly. If it does, we'll move on to linking them with the charts. Move all 4 toggle sets to the top right corner of the slide to keep them organized. Next, copy and paste them into slide 2 to maintain consistency across slides. Select the first pie chart piece, Beard Oil. Head to the Animations tab. Click Add Animation and choose Wheel for both entrance and exit. Go to the Animation pane. Set both animations to start with previous, then drag the entrance wheel animation under off-1 and the exit wheel animation under on-1. Play the slide and check if everything works smoothly. Now, we can use the Animation Painter, another trick you learned in an earlier session, to quickly apply the same animations to the remaining pie chart pieces. Remember, after selecting Animation Painter, you can click the eye icon in the selection pane to temporarily hide the top chart layers. This will make it easier to apply the animations precisely to the next pie chart below the first one. Once you've applied the Animation Painter to all 3 remaining pie chart pieces, unhide everything in the selection pane. Now, head to the Animation pane and organize the animations under the correct triggers. The Beard Moisturizer should be placed under off, 2, and on, 2. The Grooming Bag should be placed under off, 3, and on, 3. The Styling Balm should be placed under off, 4, and on, 4. Once everything is correctly arranged, play the slide to make sure all animations work as expected. Let's clean up the slide a bit. Move the 4 pie charts down to the bottom right corner for better organization. I'll also adjust the spacing between the toggles, giving them a little more breathing room and shifting them slightly to the left. Copy the 4 toggle sets from slide 2. Paste the toggles into slide 3, and let's also move the line chart down to the bottom right corner to match the placement of the pie charts from the previous slide. With the line chart selected, go to the Animations tab, click Add Animation, and choose Wheel Entrance. Then in the animation pane, you can see that right now, the animation applies to the entire chart as a single unit, but we want to animate each line separately. To do this, go to Effect Options and select by series. This will break the animation into individual parts. We now face a small obstacle, creating a trigger for each individual line in the chart. Unfortunately, we can't simply drag each line of the series down to its corresponding trigger in the animation pane. The problem is that the entire series is locked together and can't be split into separate triggers. So how do we fix this? We can delete each line within the grouped animation, leaving only the correct line of the chart. In this case, the background line. Once that's done, we can add a new wheel entrance animation to the chart. Set the wheel grouped animation to start with previous and drag the new wheel animation down into the correct off-1 trigger. Finally, delete the remaining lines we don't need. This process needs to be repeated. So, for each off trigger, add a wheel entrance animation group. Then delete the extra lines, leaving only the line that matches the trigger number. For each on trigger, add a wheel exit animation group and delete the other lines, again keeping only the one that corresponds to the trigger number. Once all animations are assigned correctly, play the slide to verify that the toggles smoothly reveal and hide the data. If you're not satisfied with the wheel animation, it's very easy to change it to another. Simply click on the animation in the animation pane. Remember, if you hold down Control, you can select multiple animations at once and apply changes to all of them together. Then go to the Animations tab and select a different effect, like Wipe. You can also modify the effect options, such as setting the wipe effect to come from the left instead of the default direction. Let's go ahead and apply this to all of them for a smoother transition. Go ahead and play the slide one more time to make sure everything is working smoothly. After completing the adjustments to the wipe animations, let's move on to the final chart. Copy the 4 toggle sets again and paste them into slide 4. Then, move the column chart down to the bottom right corner for consistency with the previous slides. I wish it were as simple as heading to slide 3 and using the animation painter from the previous line chart. But if we try that, it only applies the wipe group animation once. So just like before, we need to add the animations one by one for each trigger. Start by deleting the first 4 columns, leaving only the background. Then, go to the Animations tab and choose the Wipe Entrance animation. Go to Effect Options and change the direction to From Left. Set it to Start with Previous. Drag the animation down into the off-1 trigger, and then delete the remaining columns so that only the correct one is left for that trigger. And then repeat this step for each off trigger. Next, do the same for the wipe exit animation. Go to Effect Options and change the direction to From Right. Don't forget to set all animation groups to start with Previous and delete the extra columns, leaving only the one that matches the trigger number. Once all animations are set up, play the slide to ensure everything works smoothly. We can now finish part 1 of this session by deleting slide 1 since we no longer need it. In part 2 of this session, we'll add labels and floating data points that smoothly fade in and out when you click the trigger.